with that being said, I didn't say anything yet. Hit that intro, baby. Let's go. Yeah. School. What school? I can't tell you. Welcome to, not episode 1, I can't say episode 1. It's like episode 0 of School Reviews. Alright, so as of right now, I just got back from open house. And I got my school schedule. Let me get it. Alright, so yep. I can't tell you the names, so I'm gonna give examples. I'm gonna say their first name, the first letter of their first name, and the first letter of their last name. So, basically, in this video, I'm going to be going over my teachers' expectations, what I think the first day will be like, see how strict they are going to be. Yeah, I had some of these teachers before. I'm in 8th grade, last year middle school, so let's get into it. First, so I get to school, I go on the school bus, like I get to school, I'm allowed to go to breakfast or go to the gym, assuming that stays the same, and then I go to class, not class, but like homeroom. My homeroom teacher is KL. So, just gotta say KL. Last year, KL was really annoying. She was, oh, so annoying. She was not that good of a teacher, in my opinion. Her class was kind of easy. That's why I finished with like an A. The majority of the school year, I had an A. I had B sometimes. I've never had anything more than like an 83. And that 83 didn't last a week. Usually bad grades for me don't last a week, because I lock in if I get a bad grade. Like a bad grade defined as D or F. My parents and me do not mind C's or B's and A's. Who doesn't mind A's? Next, after first period and the bell rings, time to go to the first class. That class will be English, 8th grade. So English A. 8. I'm such an idiot. Anyways. I'm gonna be walking there. It's gonna be downstairs because there's 2 floors. And I'm gonna be going to TY. So TY was a very chill teacher. He is amazing. His class was easier than hard, but if you say it's hard, I can't blame you at some points. He made us read kind of long books. I apparently really reread longer in high school, so I'm gonna take my blessings as I can. We did a lot of other stuff too. It was pretty cool. The class in general, it could have been better, but like, it could have been way worse. It was a good place for occasionally drama, not like fighting drama, more like talking drama. That was more of a gossip one instead of like the drama. I think it was a pretty good learning environment. They knew how to shut up when they wanted to. He never had to say be quiet or more than once, maybe twice. He never had to yell. Anyways, next I have chorus. For some reason, I had band, but I must have missed something because it doesn't say band on here. So until my parents figure that out, I'm not doing band. I'm gonna be honest. I'm happy about that. I did not quit band on purpose, but it's not on here, so I gotta say I prefer just to do chorus. But anyways, my chorus teacher is GH, like FGH. Anyways, the GH is a very nice teacher. He is just so nice. I love him. And he is extremely patient, bro. Like, one time it was winter, we had to stay here. Roads, situation. People in the chat of the, I guess it was a Google Meet, but I like to still call it Zoom. Were like talking in the chat, and he was ignoring it like a boss. Like, I couldn't tell if he noticed it or not, but like, wow. And even the people in the chat who, the day after, because the next day we went to school, he told us he was like very disappointed, but like, wow. It caught me off guard how he kept so patient. Jeez, he'd be a perfect husband for a lucky little lady. Also, he was a good course teacher. He could sing like a boss. Not a lot of negatives with him. He couldn't hear my singing, but that's just an issue. Alright, reading 8 is my period 3 class, and it's SK. I'm excited. No, I can't say that. Okay. This is the first teacher that I haven't had yet. As you can tell from my other 3 teachers, you could tell that like I had something to say for them. Not this one. In open house, we didn't actually go. We just looked at the classrooms. We didn't go in any classrooms or do anything like that. I have enough. I'm gonna ask people if I can before that class. If I have reading 8 SK. I have no expectations. Well, no. I have to make expectations. I think, if I remember correctly, I heard mixed things about her. I'm quiet, so the chances of getting to that class is way higher than anyone who's more talkative. I don't know. She could be very strict for all I know. It's a wild card guess. I have no idea. If I had to make a prediction, I'd say she would be semi-strict sometimes, but I think she'd lay low most of the time. Any class that I don't have to go answering a question, like raising my hand, like that kind of stuff, is pretty cool. Next is physical science. Now, last year I had life science. It was like smooth. Oh, life science.
Nope.
Not here, buddy. Physical science. That sounds like you're in a boxing match. Knocked out. That sounds like I'm going to die in that class. I don't see a lot of ways I make it out of that class alive. Alive defined as me getting out of there with anything higher than a C. My worst classes are C's. I could show you my report card from last year, but I'm not. But I guarantee you, I have the lowest grade I had was a C. I think it was a 70 exactly, or maybe like 72 or something. I don't know. But we'll get to that class later. I actually have him. But yeah, SK. It's gonna be a very interesting teacher. Oh geez, I did that wrong. All right, physical science is JK. JK. I need to stop.
Oh brother, this guy stinks.
So, JK, I've seen him multiple times in my homeroom last year, which I also get to later. JK always smiles. Like, I don't remember a lot of times he wasn't at least doing this.
Ew, this is so cringe. Guilty.
So, that's a good sign. I haven't had him last year, but that's a good sign. Like, he always smiles. That should be a good sign. If I have I just have a little, just a hinge. I think I said that right. A hunch, or something like that. That the class I have with him might be good, like people-wise, but bad talking-wise. If people talk too much, I'm gonna get anxiety. It's gonna make me not want to talk in that class, but you know. Anyways, the teacher should be fine. The class I have a bad feeling about, but hopefully it's good. A good teacher and a good class. Next is Pre-Algebra. That also sounded like a knockout.
Here we go.
Not funny. This
Last year I only had math. It just said math. Now it says pre-algebra. Ugh. I have a big feeling I'm going to say algebra if and only if I do good in this class. The guy I have for this class, AZ, is my homeroom teacher. Last year, not this year, last year. He was nice. Annoying sometimes, but my reasons for him being annoying is not good reasons, so I'm not even going to mention them. And it's been like 3 months, so I actually forgot. He was more good than bad. He's like the definition of a 9 out of 10 teacher. Anyways, yeah, I have him 5th period. And that'll be exciting. So let me tell you how I'm going to feel going into these classes so far. Good. Expectation. That could be like in the middle. Physical science is in the middle. I need to go to the first day of school and get these guys things before I do anything crazy. They're saying like it's gonna be amazing or it's gonna be terrible. In pre-algebra, AZ, he's a good teacher. I think it's most likely gonna be good, but I'm not getting my expectations too high, because pre-algebra, the education could be a factor too. Not easy. I assume. After that's lunch. Not much to say there. There is teachers, but they're more like supervisors. Lunch leaders are cool. They're always cool. They do a lot for us, and I really appreciate them. If they're watching this, which they're not. Alright, I'm scared.
Scrub Nugget said, "Womp womp, cry me a river." I'm timing your ass out for a fucking month.
Last year, I sat alone.
Loser.
The first day, because honestly, when I walked into the room, I was pretty early. I only saw 8th graders, so I just sat somewhere and like, maybe I could build a community. Do you know what I did? I built a community.
Okay.
3 boys sat down next to me, and from there, we gained people. And it was like, wow, here's our group. This year, I would love to go out of my comfort zone and sit next to a girl. Like, sit next to someone and build a community that way. Because one way to build a community is just to sit by yourself and hope people come and sit next to you. But there's also something where you could just sit next to someone alone and get to know them. Would that happen? Doubt it. If I get the opportunity, maybe. So think about it. What's ultimately probably going to end up happening is I sit by myself and then I build a community that way. But until then, we'll have to wait and see. Alright, so that's 6. 8. 7. It's the special classes. So, here, don't take that out of context.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
But here's what that means. So, like, the specials, I'm going to go in the order of when I had them last year. Because it goes by quarters. Like, for example, well, I'm going to just tell you the last. Alright, so you're going to have, what do they call it this year? They call it something new. And I quote, Introduction to Programming first. Then in the first quarter. The second quarter, I had, PLTW. Third quarter, I had PE and health. And fourth, I had art. Here's the order this year. First, I got art. Then PLTW. I was hoping I had PLTW first, because I hate that class. Not the teacher, but she doesn't say it's a class. I had a D in her class. That's like the only D I had more than a week. But like the last week of school, I clutched up, made up on my work. Boom, got a B. Perfecto. It was the biggest character arc ever. Alright, PE, third, and then Introduction to Programming for fourth. So let's talk about art, which I have. I had art last period, quarter 4 last year. So this year I get to have her again. So it was like back to back, just a 3-month difference, but there was no like teacher break in between. So that's interesting. I can't wait to see her again. That was very interesting. I'm back. What's really sad is I forgot what I was talking about. I was at art. Okay. Don't mind LN. Her initials are LN. She's a cool teacher. I'm excited for her. She's really nice. And yeah, I have a little story about that class. Okay. Last year, I went in that class, sat down, I was like, alright, cool. I was very unenergetic. I'm probably going to be this year too. Anyways, well, I had a first period, so I was very energetic. And then I'm just looking at people who's walking through the door to see who I'm dealing with. And then I see someone walk in, and it was like, she's in this class? Like, I did not think, because she was in none of my previous 3 classes. I had art last quarter, remember? And then we ended up sitting next to each other. And then I'll tell you the rest as our art class goes along, but it was awkward. I hated that. I didn't hate that class. I hated the awkwardness, and it's so annoying. It shouldn't have been that awkward. I hate that. Okay, let's not go back to that. Anyways, PLTW. EN. So, I don't know what to really say about PLTW. I'm excited for that class. It was a very interesting class to go to. And it was annoying. What people say is rage bait, it's what it did. I just can't do that class, man. It was hard. The teacher was charismatic enough. Well, charismatic, but not enough to save the class. So, like, after lunch in quarter 2, I'm like, alright, I just had lunch, now it's time to go to PLTW. Oh my god. Alright, next is P/health. So, and it's RS, that's the initials. Alright, so, in that class, we start with health. Like, we do like our health class for 1 or 2 weeks, and then we go to gym for the last 7. You're good. That class was awesome. If we broke the rules on purpose, on an accident, usually on accident, he kind of yelled, but maybe because he was a big gym and some of us were class to play gym. He didn't scare me, it's just that I didn't like that. But yeah, I don't have him until 3rd quarter again, because last time I had him 3rd quarter too. They are allowed to go outside in the 1st and last quarter since it's sunny, but in the 2nd and 3rd, it ain't sunshine or rainbows, buddy. Introduction to programming. I forgot, it used to be called Google Docs and Slides, but maybe it changed for 8th grade. Anyways, we have CM. Same as last year. None of the special teachers changed. I don't think any of my teachers changed, but the ones I have the same. So yeah, that class was fun. I like doing slideshows. I never made a video about slideshows, but I was originally planning a series on it, and I loved making slideshows. Ever since I got a phone and my iPad got taken away and given to Miss Rosie Dozy, which is my sister, I haven't been able to make any. Like, I remember how to do it when I do ask to use her iPad to make one, but I don't get to make them as often as I would like anymore. So that's why I want a bigger device again so I can do slideshows. Nothing will beat that slideshow experience I had when I was like 11. But we usually do document slides. No, I meant Google Docs. And sometimes Sheets. Sheets were alright. Docs, they got old after a while because I just prefer to do slideshows. We did like 2 presentations. And I did good in both of them. I don't think I was here to present the 2nd time. I don't remember, but the class was pretty decent. It was pretty low key. There was a lot of drama between one student in particular. I'm not gonna say initials yet. We'll wait till the first day of school review to do that. And a student and a teacher, and it happened like twice. The first time was bigger than the second time though. It was hard to watch. I tried to focus on my work because by the time they started arguing, she finished explaining what we had to do and we could get started. So I tried to focus on that, but yeah, it was hard to listen to. And then after that, let me just give you my rundown on how I feel. Going into English, we cool, starting good. Chorus, good second. Reading, physics, we'll have to see. Pre-Algebra, well, I'm most likely good, but we'll see. Lunch, almost guaranteed to be good once I build that community. Art, I'm going good, like right after lunch. Would be cool. And then American history. Don't get me wrong. I would like history if I didn't have the same teacher 2 times in a row. That scares me. Sorry for the interruption. This is Editing Josiah. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, notification bell, and comment on the video telling me your schedule if you go to my school, and if not, tell me your thoughts on my schedule and pray for me. You may give me some tips. No, you don't. You probably didn't make it that far in the video. Whatever. Do you? Anyways, as of right now, I'm gonna start filming. Once I upload this video, I'm gonna start filming the next one, episode 1. And his initials, I want to say his full name just out of spite, but I'm not gonna do it for privacy reasons. RG. Alright. It's not like he's big muscly. He scares me because of his presence. More than his physique. If I had a different, nicer teacher, I think I would like history a lot better. But since I had him 2 times in a row, and he was like the one teacher that I did not want for history. I wanted someone initials, her last initial was M. But I got freaking RG. Alright, let me say this. The classroom was good. They knew how to be quiet because his presence, the second he walked in the room, boom. There was always like a couple minutes, even after the bell rang, where he just stayed in the hallway talking to other history teachers. Usually history teachers, sometimes the other special teachers, but like, yeah. But then the second he walks in the room, it's pitch quiet. Depending on the topic everyone's talking about, sometimes it's on the same page, sometimes it's separate conversations. If it's on the same page, usually we go on for a couple more seconds, but we stop after a couple seconds. Maybe some people don't realize he's in the room because they're so focused on the conversation. But there was a lot of people I liked in that classroom who I would have preferred in other classes where we might be able to talk a little longer. Alright. American history, not excited for that class. I do want to say, not excited for that class. I got a lot of anxiety. He doesn't call on me super often, but there's some days he does, and I know the answer. I swear, I know the answer to some questions. But the fact that he called on me, especially when I don't see it coming, it scares me. Even when he warns me ahead of time, it scares me. There were some days where he let us study and answer questions on a piece of paper with a group that he picked out. I got in a group with the same person every time. Everyone usually did. And I didn't mind that because it was sometimes funny, sometimes just fun. We usually, he wanted us to go in order, just guessing and checking, but sometimes we skipped around. He never found out or yelled at us for it. It would have been a pretty stupid thing to yell at. Maybe something to roll your eyes to, but yell at seems like over-exaggeration for that. Yeah. And that's my schedule, other than intervention, which I go to homeroom. That's an hour, I think. Alright, so intervention, I have homeroom. An hour of just doing work. In my last time, no, this is a big change. Last year, everyone was allowed to talk. Not this time. LK, my homeroom teacher, is way more strict than any of my previous teachers. Other than maybe RG, but like LK, she's more annoying than anything. Apparently, I had a friend who was in her class. I'm in homeroom class, not class. This friend was in her homeroom. He said that he allowed them to talk, but eventually made them stop because people were acting up. And there was some kids, like troublemakers in that class, so it makes a lot of sense. I don't know how long it lasted, though. But yeah, I don't know if she, like, checks what we're doing, because sometimes I will go on, like, I wouldn't say games, but, like, other websites that's not school-related, only when I'm done with my schoolwork, because usually I like to get that done so I don't have to do it at home. But yeah. Sometimes I go on these websites, and she usually checks around to see if you're done with your homework in class, which I just realized I did not have to deal with that this year, which is pretty fun. No one likes her. Like, everyone agrees, no one likes her. Weird enough, everyone likes GR. No, RG. No one likes RG. American history teacher? Well, no, jeez, I said that wrong. Oh my god. Everyone likes RG. Not everyone, but like, some people found him annoying. He's like a mixed teacher, but mostly good reviews. He would get like, out of like 5 stars, he'd get like 4. Maybe 3.5. But I'd give him, if I could, a 0. Otherwise, like 0.5 stars. 0.5. If that's the lowest I can go, I'm giving him the lowest score possible. Just because she's not as bad as him, I'd give her 1 star. I don't like her, but she likes me, so that's something. Anyways, it'll be very interesting. I'm excited for this school year. So overall, let me give my rating for my schedule this year. Alright, including the home teacher, but we'll get to her last. So first, English, we're starting off, like, that's a good 9 out of 10, only because he makes us, like, gives us a lot of work sometimes. Course is a nice 10 out of 10. So we're at 9.5. Reading, that's mixed, so I gotta give it, like, my expectations are mixed, so I think I have to give it 5. So we're at like a 7.5. We'll put us at a 7.5. Physical science, I'm scared for that class. I'll give it like a 5.5. So we're down to we'll just put us at like 6.5. Pre-Algebra, mostly good, so I'll put it at a 6 out of 10. So we'll stay at 6.5. Lunch, that's always a 10. So we're moving out to 8.5. Then arts, we'll do art, nothing else yet, because I'm always going to have these classes. But art, we're starting with art. I can't say it's a 10 out of 10 because it's hard to catch up. So 8 out of 10. So we'll stay at 8.5. I'll give us 8.5. As you can see, the order they go in relies a lot on the final rating. So, yeah, because that does matter, and I'm not doing that. Like, oh, the order, depending on how you put it, changes things. I forgot where we left off. Oh, it's been like a couple minutes since I did this because my dad called me and then I've been in the bathroom. So, I think we're at 8.5. Editor me, tell me if I'm an idiot. Surprisingly, I'm not that stupid. And then finally, American history. Easiest, 2 out of 10. No, 1 out of 10. I'm 1. That point is at a 4.5. Alright, I'll give this benefit of the doubt. This could have been a lot worse. So I'll give this out of 5. So yes, I'm in the middle of the spectrum on if I like this or not. It's hard to decide. But ultimately, this could have been way better, but it could have been way worse. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll stay tuned. I was planning to do, Get Ready With Me, or something like that. Like, showing you the schedule, like, what's happening in real time. So, the review will be uploaded, the episode 1 review will be uploaded. There's going to be a lot of content, because I have the review, and then there's other things, which I won't spoil, but a big schedule. And, yeah. Anyways, I hope I edit this well. And
See you guys next time! I can create an outro. Goodbye!
Alright, I was about to post a video, but then I realized, oh, my thing looks adorable. When we get to 100 subscribers, remind me to make this my, my profile picture. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.